another YouTube video. Today's video is going to be another story time about my school. I can't call it an outburst. I can't call it like, I don't know what to call it. Like my school, like a whole little situation that happened. My school, I don't know what to call it. Tell me, guys, what to call this video, because I don't even know what to call it, because all I know that I got mad, I blacked out, and I snapped. That's all I can really say. And it really some crazy shit that went down. And it's the video that I've been waiting for to upload since for how long, but I've been procrastinating and delaying to upload this video. So this is the video I've been waiting for, and I guess y'all be waiting for. But like the stuff that I'm about to explain and break down in this video, I'm not proud of my actions and I'm not proud of what I did, but it happened. I lost control, and that's what happened in school. So let's just get started with the video. And while I'm going to be eating at the same time, this is something small as an order noodle. I'm going to be eating at the same time and telling y'all guys the story on what led and went down to the point that I went to the hospital of it. I went to the hospital because of it, and I was with the police, the cops, like how everybody call it, the cops, 12, or how everybody call it, New York Department of the Police, or whatever you want to call it. And forgive my hair. My hair is not done. My head's sticking out right now, but I feel like it's a cute little look for today's video. It's saying calm at home, you know, a cute little look, you know. But this is a pretty, or whatever, little messy bun, little hair, or whatever. Yeah, but that's not even just the video. Like I told y'all before, I'm not proud of this video. I mean, I'm not proud of this video. I'm not proud of what I did, but like I was like a bully. Like I was like bad, and I'm not bragging about it. I'm not proud of what I did. So let's just get started with the video. So I believe this is another story time. I know I've seen so much story times. I know. So let's just get started with the video. So I believe this happened around the year of, this was some broke down order noodles. Everybody can relate to order noodles, ramen noodles. That's every black person struggle food, or whatever you want to call it. You see this at everybody's house. Order noodles on deck, like, cause they be good or whatever. And order noodles sometimes be getting you through some struggles and some hard times, you know. Or you have a little order noodle, probably some bread on the side or whatever, crackers, and it will get you through the hard times, even though the soup is like for when you sick or whatever. But whoever who know, they know. Whoever who don't know, they don't know. But let's just get to the video. That's not even the topic of the video. But yeah, this is kind of dry. It's kind of dry. I heat that up in the microwave. It tastes good in the microwave, but you can do it on the stove. But well, I'm keeping going on. This is not even the video. Okay, I feel like this happened around like 2016, 17, 15, one of those years. All right, I was in high school. I was in school. High school. I was in school or whatever. All right. Like, I was in school and stuff. So this was like the last period of one of my classes or whatever, and that was lunchtime. Like, that was lunchtime, the last period, that was lunchtime or whatever. I don't know what trigger or what happened when I was going to lunch. I don't know what happened or whatever. I don't know what happened. I'm just telling you guys what I did. I don't know what triggered me to make me upset or what just happened. When I tell you it was crazy, bro. Like, it was crazy, bro. Well, on my behalf, like, I'm not bragging, I'm not proud of it, but the shit happened, it happened. It just happened. Ain't no control. It just happened. Or whatever. And I just had to learn from that, from my mistakes. Okay? What I did in life and what I did. Type, for real. Like, I had to learn from that. Like, I was just fucking terrible. Like, terrible. So, this happened, like, I'm just gonna jump to the point. I don't know what happened. All I remember is me talking to, like, this girl that was in my school or whatever, and she was, like, violating me, like, violating, like, talking mad disrespectful to me, talking mad next to me or whatever. And it was getting funny. It was getting funny or whatever. And I think it was her and somebody else. I remember the two people, the two girls. They was in my same school. They was in my school, the same school that I was in. And I remember the two girls or whatever. All those girls I associated myself with in school or whatever. It was her and it was the other girl or whatever, and they was, like, getting me tight. Like, they was getting me tight. Like, they was saying something getting on my nerves. It was upsetting me. They was doing too much. It was upsetting me or whatever. I forgot what it was. What did it boil down to? So they was just getting me mad. So I was already mad because they was just getting me mad. They was saying shit to me, getting me tight or whatever. So, like, at the same time, like, at the same time, like, the lunchroom was packed. Like I told you before, my school, this is mad salty. Not salty, but yeah. My school was, like, my school shared school with the other school, which was upstairs, and my school was downstairs or whatever. But we was all in the same building, like, type lived in the same building, or we in the same building or whatever. So we shared the same building, but they was upstairs, we was downstairs or whatever. Yes, we did interact with those kids or whatever. Yes, we had friends. There was, like, some of our friends. Yes, we talked to them or whatever. Like, they was gen ed, regular ed, and my school was downstairs. Yeah, that school was special ed, special department of education was special ed. They was gen ed or whatever. Okay. Before I be like, oh, you on special ed or whatever. Everybody should be treated equally. If you special ed or if you regular, everybody should be treated equally and, like, be treated like a human being, because at the end of the day, you're still human. You're still a human being. You was just, wired a different way than regular people, or you born a different way in the sense to regular people. I feel like everybody should get treated a certain way. Everybody should get treated equally. Everybody should get treated right, and with respect. And that nature. Doesn't matter if you're special ed, you have a disability, or you regular and you don't have that stuff. Everybody should get treated regular, like a human being or whatever. So yes, I wasn't special ed downstairs and it was upstairs or whatever. But I didn't see myself as being special ed. I just saw myself as being a regular person. And being regular, I didn't see myself as that as much or whatever. But I feel like everybody should be treated regular. Human beings, as in, they should be treated with respect and help people that's like that or whatever. But if like anybody come my way saying stuff in the comments, saying you just going to probably get a response from me in a kind, good way, or you just going to get blocked, or you just going to get blocked from my page, and you're not going to ever look at me or look at my videos or ever make a joke about people in that nature, because that's not right. That's not fun to be making fun of special ed people with disabilities. That's not fun, and that's not right. That's bullying, and that's messed up to be making fun of people that's like that. Because everybody ain't perfect in life. Everybody ain't the same. So that's not right. But yeah, like, you would be getting blocked from off this page completely. But I just had to make that clear. But let's just go right back to the video. Okay. Let's go back to the topic. Okay, so I'm not a person who be bullying and doing all that other stuff. Like, I'm not a person doing. I'm a very nice person. I have a heart. Like, I'm a very nice person. I'm a very kind person. I'm nice to people, unless they come my way with negative stuff, or they just come my way with all of that. I'm not for it. I'm not with it. I'm just going to, like, I'm gonna set you straight, and I'm gonna put you in your place, and I'm gonna set you straight. But this video is not even negative. It's not. I'm not trying to point out negative stuff in this video. The video is not negative at all. I'm just saying my personal opinion. But let's go back to the video. Okay, so when they was getting me upset, or whatever, wasn't getting me upset. They was just saying dumb stuff. It was just irritating. It was like making me like rile me up or whatever. And it was girls those 2 girls that I hang out with or whatever. So So I saw my counselor. I went to the cafeteria of the lunchroom was divided. It was divided. Well, I wouldn't say divided. It was divided from the upstairs kids and my school. It was 2 different schools in one building. The upstairs kids and my school. So it was divided in a way. It was divided in a way. My school's on that side and their school's on that side type stuff. But we still interact. Like, we still talk to each other or whatever. So So, like, the kids, like, we still share the same cafeteria or whatever, same lunchroom or whatever. But yeah, but it was like, rules or whatever. This and that, and they was up here, we was down there, or whatever. It was like, but we still interact with those kids at the same time or whatever. But oh my God, I'm keep wiping my nose. My nose itchy. But yeah, so they was basically, it was like crowded. Like, it was so much noise. It was my school and it was their school, so much noise. So it was crowded. It was a lot of people talking at once. Like, a lot. It was so loud in the cafeteria because it was lunchtime. That's when you play and eat lunch and go and hear the bell ring and go back to your next class or whatever. And that's basically what was going on or whatever. Like, the gen ed used to get they get their lunch or whatever from the cafeteria. That my school get their lunch too, so we used to be together or whatever. So I don't know, like some reason, like my counselor walked in or whatever. She was like, watching everything, seeing everything's okay. Like, she was watching everything. Because my school, we had counselors or whatever. If we had a bad day, or if we was like, having a bad day and we needed like somebody to talk to, we just tell the teacher, is a counselor in today? We need to have a talk with her, like a talk, and just talk and have a meeting with her, like a day with her, so we could talk or whatever. That's what basically was or whatever. So she came in or whatever. I was somehow I walked to her. I think I walked to her. Or I wasn't in that same area of her. She was near the side with the Jeanette or whatever. She was near that side of Jeanette or whatever. So I walked there, I was talking, I was very mad, I was very upset or whatever. She was like, or whatever, she was talking to me or whatever. I can't really remember what the conversation was about. Or whatever. I just know that she was talking or whatever to me or whatever. And it was two assholes. Like two assholes. It was this I should never even let nobody take me out my image like that. But like I said, and let nobody even see me sweat or even get like that with anybody. Because nigga was not guns in my skin. He was not upsetting me. I was very upset. I was very mad. I was very heated and mad or whatever. Over a situation that happened with two of those girls or whatever. Heated and mad or whatever. But me and those girls didn't fight enough. And they just saying stuff that got me mad. And they was just saying like, they dumb shit out their mouth or whatever. It was taking me off. So, I was talking to my counselor, right, or whatever. It was these two asshole boys. They was Janet or whatever. So he was like, I don't know, he was Guyanese Hindu or whatever the fuck he was or whatever. So he was sitting over there, and then his friend was sitting there, and I was getting lit. Like, I was getting turned up. I was getting lit or whatever. I'm trying to remember the things that I was saying. Like, I'm trying to remember the things that I was saying or whatever. I'm trying to remember, because this happened way, way, way back or whatever. So I'm trying to remember the things that I was saying to my counselor and to those dickhead niggas or whatever. So, excuse my language or whatever. But, yeah, but I tried to, like, you know, I was getting hot. I was getting tight. Like, I was getting mad or whatever. So, all I can remember that they was being disrespectful to my counselor or whatever. So I was getting mad. I kind of defended my counselor in a way. I defended her or whatever. All this and that. I was defending her or whatever. This and that. I was defending her because they was being mad, disrespectful or whatever. This and that. And my counselor was not doing nothing but sitting there or whatever. So I was defending them. So I talked back to them. And I bit back at them. And I was saying something to them. I can't remember what I was saying to them. What was I saying to those stupid boys? No, I kind of remember. I kind of remember. There was like basically, I got offensive because I was also in the same school as the kids was. I was also in the same program as, you know, the special ed kids. I was in the same program as them. Yes, I'm not afraid to say, yeah, I was in special ed. I'm not afraid to say that or whatever. But that's something that I never really opened up and feel comfortable, you know, telling people and telling random people that that's what I was in. Because I know, for instance, with people, they always have opinion or they have something to say or like, you know, make a joke about it and talk about you right in your face or talk about you behind your back to people and make you feel some type of way. So that kind of, me now, I don't really feel open and comfortable to telling people that's what I was and that's why I was in special ed. I'm not really open to telling people that unless I'm comfortable with you, unless I feel that you ain't that type of person who could judge and be judgmental and judge or whatever. So I really wasn't really open to tell people that. I'm still not open to tell people that. That's something that I really didn't accept while I was growing up, or I didn't accept in life, but I'm learning more to accept. But that's something I'm still not really open to telling people unless they family or whoever or who I trust with my secret or who I trust or whatever, unless they family. That's something I'm not really open up to because I know how people mouths can be really disrespectful. People can be, you know, like really judgmental and judging you and talking about you to other people and make people look at you like she's a weird, she's a freak or whatever. But yeah, but but let's go back to the thing. So he was like basically, that's how I got upset. I got offensive because I was like defending. So I was basically like I was basically like, I was basically like, he was like, I feel like special ed kids a joke. They just a joke or whatever. Or whatever. Like, he was like saying something a joke, or hilarious, oh, it's just a show or whatever. And I was like, that was like, and I remember me telling like, what makes you think you better than somebody? What makes you think you this and make you think you that? Just because you on that side or whatever. Like, I was getting mad. Like, he getting mad. Cause I got it, like I said, I got offensive. I got mad or whatever. I just never let nobody even take me. Like, never let nobody even see me sweat or see me even get like that or whatever. So I mean, it makes you think you better than somebody and think you this and think you that. You ain't better than nobody. I'm pretty sure you got an IEP. I'm pretty sure that you struggle here and there in your work, or you understand certain things. So I'm pretty sure you was doing that. I mean, you pretty sure you was doing that. And I'm pretty sure you probably in special ed too. You feel me? Because you're not going to sit there and say that about people and say that about my school or say that about anybody. Who makes you think you better than anybody in this building or anything or whatever? So I was just basically telling him how I feel. And that just ignite the fire. Like, he was throwing fire on top of me. Fire. Like, igniting. Like, I was like, oh, whatever. I already clicked into, like, you know, what? Who he talking to? Saying that to them or whatever. Like, who you think who you think you are or whatever. So it's like, he really got me tight. He really got me lit, already mad or whatever. So he was igniting the fire. So I blacked out, and I kind of like, I was basically like, I stand up, like, I was in the middle of, it was a long table with the kids all, like, with the gender all sitting together, and the table, like, the kids were eating lunch, other kids was doing other things or whatever. So it was just those two dickheads. It was one of the dickheads was getting me tight because he really got me mad to say that he is saying out his mouth, and he was being disrespectful to my counselor, and the stuff that he was saying trying to be an asshole and be disrespectful and be rude and be jokes. Really don't play with me or whatever. And then afterwards or whatever, like, I was very hot, I was very mad, I was very ticked off. So then I was basically mad, like, I lost it over, basically was mad or whatever. So I basically said, I will fuck all you up. I will fuck all y'all niggas up. Don't play with me. I will fuck all you niggas up, respectfully or whatever. And the other friend, like, I didn't do nothing. I didn't say nothing to you. I didn't do nothing to you. I was like, I'll fuck all you niggas up. Stop playing with me. I was going in, like, or whatever. Like I said, I'm not proud of how I was acting, but yeah, it happened. I'm not proud of it. Don't react that way when situations go like, don't react the way, try to prevent it or walk away or try to, like, you know, go tell somebody or a teacher or whatever. Don't act the way how I acted and lost and how I handle stuff or whatever. Don't just walk away when you feel yourself get upset and get angry. It's better to prevent stuff and to, like, you know, letting the stuff go down. So it's better to walk away and prevent stuff or whatever. I know that's me. Yes, I'm a hothead. I don't know why I'm even telling people I'm a hothead myself. But I was just like, I'll fuck all you up respectfully. I'll fuck all y'all niggas up respectfully. And the other guy was like, oh, I didn't do nothing. I didn't say nothing to you. It was him. And then he was like, other guy was like, I think the security came or whatever. And then he was like, I didn't say nothing to her. The dickhead who said so smart remarks out his mouth, who said the smart things out his mouth to me and my counselor or whatever, that got me hot or whatever. So, and that's what took me off. So I blacked on him and I blacked on her, like kind of everybody in that area or whatever, or not or whatever. So he was like, I didn't say nothing to her. I didn't do nothing to her. He sat there and lied. He sat there and lied. And he sat there and lied. And the other day, I saw him or whatever. He was walking like he didn't nothing else happened. He didn't know me, but you was being a dickhead. You was being dumb or whatever. I didn't know this nigga or whatever. I didn't know him or nothing or whatever. So he sat there and lied to the police officer. I mean, he sat there and lied to school safety. He lied to whoever questioned him about the situation or what happened with the situation with you and this girl or you and his teacher prevented or whatever. And my counselor was like, probably telling him something. She was basically, I was being defended. I was defending her. My counselor, I was defending her. And I was defending, like, you know, people or whatever, or whatever. So after that situation happened, all I knew, I was so mad. Like, I was so mad. Like, I was so upset. And I started seeing black and I started seeing red. Every time I close my eyes, like, I started seeing black, I started seeing red. Or whatever, like red or whatever. And I just blacked out. Like, I blacked out. Like, I got, like, my adrenaline was rushing. And all through my body, like, my adrenaline was rushing. Like, I was ready to fight. I was ready to fight. I was ready to, like, do something. Like, my adrenaline was rushing. I didn't feel nothing because I was so upset. Or whatever, like, so mad. Like, so I felt like something else took over my body within my anger or whatever. So all I remember is me, I'm not gonna demonstrate, but all I remember is me. Okay, it was a glass door, not a glass door. It was a door. It was like still like metal or whatever. A door, but it was a door, but the glass had the windows. I mean, the doors had the windows. It was a glass window, and the glass was strong. It was a glass window or whatever. Damn, I wish I had pictures so I could insert it, but I didn't have a phone that time, and I didn't really document on what happened. So I see pictures or whatever. So I'm telling you what, like, basically happened, what went on or whatever. So, and then it was this hand. Yeah, it was this hand, like. All I can remember is me throwing my hand into the glass and shattering the glass with my palm of my hand. Throw it with so much force. Like, I threw my hand to the glass with so much force. And all I remember is the glass, like, shattered. Like, the whole thing didn't break. It just, I threw my hand into the glass window, and it was like a circle. And then the glass, it was a circle or whatever. And I was like, did that just happen right now? Like, I remember that I threw my hand into the glass and it broke the window. It broke the window. It didn't break the whole window. The window didn't shatter. I just broke a hole into the glass, doing it with my bare hands, like my palm of my hand. So that was so much strength that I had. Within me being a girl, I didn't know that I had that in me. I didn't know that I was that strong to even break a glass like that or whatever. And my adrenaline was rushing so much inside me. I didn't know that I hurt myself. Like, I didn't know that I hurt myself. I hurt myself with that glass. I didn't know. So a teacher came out with me. He was like, you're bleeding, or whatever. You see what happened? Like, you see what happened? You're bleeding or whatever. And I was just mad or whatever. And all I can see is blood just coming out my hand. Like, I was walking in the hallway. It was blood just gushing out my hand. Like, blood gushing out my hand. Like, I was bleeding out. Like, I was bleeding out. It was blood or whatever. I wasn't bleeding out, but I was bleeding a lot. You know, I was walking through the hallway with my hand down or whatever. My hand was like, I had a wound on my hand, like a wound on my hand. I was bleeding all the way through the hallway, like blood trails coming all the way through the hallway. Like, that was a horrific look, like a crime scene, like a murder, something happened in it. That so much blood that was in the hallway was coming. It was basically trailing from me walking all the way to the nurse's office. So the blood was basically dripping. All the blood was like just dripping from my hand, coming all the way to the nurse's office or whatever. And like when my adrenaline stopped kicking in, to the point that I couldn't feel anything, it started hitting me, like hitting me. Like, the pain just started hitting me. Like, now me starting to realize My hand is bleeding. I have a whole wound. I bust my whole hand open. I have a whole wound. Like, I bust my hand open or whatever. I have a whole wound on my hand or whatever. Or whatever. So it started hitting me. Like, the pain started hitting me. Like, it started hurting real bad. And now I just know I hurt myself. I got glass in my hand or whatever. Damn. Or whatever. So I was like in a nurse's office. I was with a security guard I didn't like. She was standing there writing down notes to see what happened to students. She was writing down notes. I didn't like her. I was like, I don't care if they keep me out of school. I don't care if I don't come back to school. I don't care if that happened or whatever. I don't care. They call the cops on me. I don't care. Or whatever, call the cops on me. Come on, I don't care, whatever. This and that. I was like telling somebody to call my sister, call my mom, or whatever, Like, I was upset. Like, I was like, I don't care. And then the nurse was like, they was wrapping my hand up. Like, they was wrapping my hand up or whatever, because I was bleeding out. Like, I was bleeding a lot. I had a wound on my hand. I bust open my hand or whatever. And I had glass in my hand. So I was telling this para, because I was really close with this para or whatever. I was telling him. So while I was waiting or whatever, so everybody was looking at me or whatever. I saw, like, they had to call the EMS. They had to call the ambulance. I can't say it right. The ambulance. They had to call the EMS to come get me or whatever, so I'd be transported to the hospital or whatever. So basically, the guy couldn't come with me. The one that I always like, who was with my class, he couldn't come with me because he had assist to another student or whatever. So he couldn't come with me. So I had to go with this girl teacher or whatever. So the ambulance came. My hand was wrapped up with white wrapping paper. Why did I just say wrapping paper? My hand was wrapped up in the white wrapping to wrap my hand was with the gauze on my hand, so stop the bleeding or whatever. So I went or whatever. I had my bag, I had everything. So I went in the ambulance. I went in the EMS, the ambulance or whatever. They was asking me questions or whatever. In the ambulance car, the department, with a car, whatever, EMS, whatever you want to call it, they was asking me questions. I was with her the whole time. So we was just driving or whatever. And I was like, oh, it's really serious. Really got lit. Like, it was really serious. To the point that I had to leave school to go to the hospital to assist into my thing I did. So okay, we get to the hospital or whatever, and mind you, we get to the hospital or whatever. I want this stranger, this lady I don't know. So we get to the hospital. So I'm with this girl or whatever. So I see what hospital. It was in Long Island. It was in Long Island. I forgot what name was that hospital. I forgot what name was it. It was in Long Island. It was a very nice hospital. It was nice. It was big. It was nice. It had little kids. It had grown-ups or whatever. It was nice or whatever. So I went to the desk. They asked me to sign papers or whatever with the lady. They asked me, where's my pain tolerance? I said it's a 10 or whatever. Like, they had the faces of the pain tolerance or whatever. They had to get, like, basic, simple information from me or whatever. So I was discharged in the hospital or whatever. So mind you, I spent a whole day in the hospital. From school to the hospital, I spent a whole day or whatever at the hospital or whatever. I did. So I had to been there waiting for hours. Like, the wait list was so long in there. I had to wait for hours. It was people coming in with their kids that's sick or something happened. People coming in. The waiting room was kind of crowded. I had to sit in the waiting room for hours in the waiting room, all the way to nighttime. Like, that is so crazy. I had to sit there all the way to nighttime or whatever. for like a whole hour or so. School been let out. School has been over. I was the only one who at the hospital with that lady or whatever. So the lady was sitting with me for hours, personally the waiting room. I didn't go to sleep because I wasn't tired. I was just like, wow, I'm really here. I'm really at the hospital because a situation went crazy in the school. Something really went down in the school. I'm really at the hospital with these random people, these strangers that I don't even know or whatever. They didn't call my mom at the time because my mom's phone numbers was changed. Don't mind that. My mom's phone number was changed. My mom kept changing her phone numbers up because they can't keep contacting to get to my, my mom or whatever, Oh my God! While I filming the video, he want to shake his bells just to interrupt me and want me to look at him. Don't mind my dog. He want to shake his bell, want to get so much attention from me. But back to the video. So they didn't get contact with my mom for that long period of time. So she didn't know how. No, I have no idea that I was at the hospital. She didn't know or whatever. Within or whatever. They had my sister's number. They had her number. My other sister. They had her number or whatever. So okay, I was with the people. So the lady was like, I gotta go. I might have a sick mom. I have to go cater to my mom. I have to go see my mom or whatever. I have to go, whatever. So the lady left me at the hospital by myself or whatever. So then the police, 12, or like as you want to call it, 12, the police had to sit there the whole time with me. Two of the police had to sit there the whole time with me just to watch me or something. And it's not funny, it's not a joke or whatever. Cause I did some crazy in school. I destroyed school property. As you can see, that I destroyed school property. I messed it up or whatever. So basically, the cops was there, 12, whatever you want to call it. They was there sitting with me waiting. They didn't talk to me. They didn't say nothing. They was far from me. I was sitting by myself. The cops was sitting there. So I guess they was watching me, saying I was going to do something, I was going to escape or something. They was sitting there, whatever. The cops, so they sat there the whole time with me. The child, so one teacher that came from my school or whatever, there was a guy, he came from my school. He talked to me or whatever, told him, how to, basically talk to me. Until, he had the same situation. He got, he hit his head. He had a boo-boo on his head or whatever. He had to get stitches in his head. He was talking to me or whatever, this and that or whatever. Then he left or whatever. And I was sitting there left me. That was sitting there still sitting with the cops or whatever. So the cops told me they was sitting there watching me. They was doing their own thing, on their phone. They was doing their own thing. Wasn't really bothering me or saying anything to me, asking me anything. They was just sitting there watching me, I guess, or anything in that nature. So the cops was asking me, do you want something to eat? Do you want something to eat? We could ask the people to give you something to eat or whatever. So I was like, no, I got food in my bag. I was like, no. They was like, okay, or whatever. So me still sitting with the cops or whatever. So I had to go to the bathroom or whatever. So the cops got up and jumped up and actually followed. One of the cops actually followed and jumped up and followed me to the bathroom. And it was like, don't lock the door or whatever. I was like, okay. I don't know if they was expecting me to do something. They was expecting me to escape or do something. I don't know what these people or the school told the cops about me. I don't know what they told me to watch her. She's this. I don't know what they told those people, those cops about me. So the fact that they had to sit there and watch me and walk around with me and stuff. I don't know what they told those people or whatever. So I got out of the bathroom. So me and the cops went back to the waiting room. We sat down or whatever. And mind you, again, my mom did not know that I was at the hospital because, I told you, that my mom, she just kept on changing her number, so we really couldn't get contact on what's her own number or whatever. So after that, after those time goes past, this lady talked to me or whatever. She asked me simple basic questions. Do you want to see the OBGYN or whatever? This and that. Basically girl question or whatever. Is you sexually this, sexually that? And I said no, whatever. TMI, but not TMI, but personal. But she asked me simply questions like that, asked me stuff like that. Whether she talked to me or with some lady, I was like, no. She's like, do you want to see me? I was like, no, thank you, I'm okay, or whatever. So basically, she left, was talking to me, and then this guy, he supposed to be, it was like, I think it was like counselor or something, something, a guy, something. He literally, I was like talking to him in the room or whatever. I was talking to him in his office. Basically, I was explaining to him like what happened or whatever. He was like, yeah, you don't like you this, yeah, you not this, yeah, you not that, you don't like you this, it don't like it look like it don't look like you want it. I don't look like that I want to hurt myself or nothing, because I know I don't want to hurt myself. Like, no, I'm not even like that or whatever. Not crazy to the point to even hurt myself or whatever. I just got mad in the moment or whatever. He was like, yeah, you not physical to hurt yourself. I don't like you want to commit suicide. Yeah, he was just talking to me or whatever. I was like, yeah, because I know I'm not crazy. I wouldn't verbally, physically hurt myself or in that nature and do that to myself. He was like, okay, check. She's not this, she's not that, this and that. He was checking me, whatever. He like, she's perfectly fine, she's perfectly okay, or whatever. Because he was like, I went to similar stuff with these similar kids came to the schools. They came from school and they had a little, they had a little situation. I went with similar kids that did that to themselves or had a situation like that or whatever. So he was like, he saw that everything was fine, everything was good. I don't look like a risk to myself or to even do that to myself or whatever. So I was talking to him for that whole hour. I was talking to him. So after that, I went back and I sat back in the waiting room or whatever. So I went through, I think they sat me in the trauma section, life-threatening, and it was life-threatening. It was not life-threatening injury or whatever. It was not life-threatening me, like an injury or whatever. It was, I think I was in the trauma side because it was kind of serious because I had a whole flesh wound open or whatever. So I had to get surgery done on my hand because, yeah, I told you I had to get surgery done on my hand or whatever. Because so the lady, I was in there with a lady, she laid me down in the bed or whatever in my hand. So she kept on putting water, like this water substance on my hand. It was numbing water. So it was numbing me. She was like pouring so much of that number stuff on my hand. Like, it was numbing me. It was cold. It was numbing me. So to the point that I couldn't feel anything in my hand. It was numbing me. So she basically was, so I had to get stitches. She put out numbing. She sat me there for some time or whatever, for some time or whatever. So the numbing water kicked in, so I didn't feel nothing in my hand or whatever. So she started sewing me up. She started sewing my hand up. I had to get stitches. I think it was like 14, 15 stitches, or it was more, 20 stitches. I think it was more than that or whatever. So she was sewing my hand up or whatever. So like I said, I didn't feel nothing. I had the numbing water on my hand. I didn't feel nothing. It was no pain or whatever. So when that happened, she stitched me up. So it was hurting. I didn't feel no pain. It wasn't hurting. I didn't feel no pain. So I went back to the office and sat down. I went back to the waiting room with the police and sat back down or whatever. So I went there or whatever. So they finally, we sat there, like I said, I was by myself with just me with the cops. Those were strangers. I didn't know them. Nobody, my family didn't know that I was there. Some crazy ass shit. I sat there all the way till like 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever. So they finally got contact with my sister. So my sister was like on the phone with them. They was like, is she's this, is she's that, she's that. My sister was like, no, she was denying all of that false allegations they was putting against me. Was she this, was she that? Telling like, no, she's like, my sister's okay, she's alright, she's not, she wouldn't do that to herself, this and that. On the phone with the people or whatever, they told me that they got contact with my sister or whatever. So my sister was denying that on the spot, like, my sister, nah, she not like that, we know her, she ain't like that or whatever, she wouldn't do that to herself or whatever. So they hung up. So they finally reached out to my parents, like my mom or whatever. He reached out to my parents or whatever. So So basically, by then my mom probably was worried and wondering where I was at, why I didn't come home when school let out. So she was probably worried in a sense or whatever. You know, she did not know from jump. She didn't know from the beginning where I was at or whatever. So my mom came with the cops. She came with 12 or whatever. I guess 12, the police, they drive my mom. They contacted my mom. They told my mom I was at this hospital in Long Island City, this and that, New York or whatever. So the cops basically came with my mom or whatever. So I was sitting with the people, talking to them, and it was the cops with me. The cops was with me or whatever. So the doors open. Like the doors open automatically. So I saw my mom and my mom's boyfriend or whatever. I was like, Mom, my mom here, she saved me. Unless they're gonna admit me into the hospital, I'm gonna stay in the hospital overnight, and I did not want that. I did not want to stay in the hospital by myself with those people or whatever. So I saw my mother. That was a whole big relief that I saw my mother or whatever. So my mom was talking to the cop. It was the captain of the cops was there, the sergeant or whatever you want to call it, the boss or whatever was there. It was I think it was 3 cops in total. It was 2 with me, and it was a set of 2 more. So it was 4 cops in total or whatever. So it was the captain of it, the sergeant or whatever was with my mom or whatever. It was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. It was just crazy that day. It was crazy or whatever. So my mom or whatever, she was talking to the people. I went and hugged my mother or whatever. Because I was my parent here. That's just for relief. Because I did not want to stay in that hospital for shit. Nah. I didn't want to stay in the hospital. So the people couldn't admit me and keep me in the hospital. No, I didn't want that or whatever. So the people basically talking to my mom, was talking to me or whatever. The cops was talking to my mom, people or whatever. So after they started talking, so they released me. I got my releasing papers, and to release me, discharge me out the hospital. Excuse me. So they released me or whatever. So I went home with my mom and my mom's boyfriend or whatever. So I told my mom, we was quiet, so we was going home. I think we was catching the bus or the train or whatever, something. My mom really didn't know how to get from Long Island back home or whatever. So I guess she figured it out or whatever. So I came in the house or whatever. I had stitches in my hand. It was nighttime. I think this was about around 2 now. Around 2. My sister was upset at me. I told them what happened. They wasn't really want to hear me talking. They was mad because I did that. I did that whole situation. That was a big situation. I did that. They was mad or whatever. I can see why, but I was a sister or whatever. And I did that crazy shit in school, whatever. But yeah, or whatever. So, or whatever. That time, so that basically happened. That was basically the last of the video of footage that I can remember, and I'm telling y'all, that's the last of what happened when I was with completely strangers that I did not know. I handled everything by myself. I did everything on my own. That situation, I basically was a G. I basically was a G. I stand there strong, and I did my own thing like a G. And I did all that by myself with nobody not knowing, my parents not knowing that I was at the hospital or anything. I was there with the cops, completely crazy. It was just a crazy situation. No, I would never do it again. No, I would never put myself in a situation like that again. I would never let nobody get me to that point that I have to physically lose myself and physically black out and just not control myself. I would never get into that point again, and I would never do something like that ever again in life. And yeah, so that was basically the situation that happened in school. My outburst, or that I jumped in to defend a person and people that I did not do, but that's just me or whatever. And that literally, it led to all of that. So that's a whole situation that spiraled out of control, and I didn't no longer control myself or whatever. So that was a crazy situation that I did in school, and I had to be hospitalized or whatever. So like I told y'all once before, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of what I do. I'm not saying it's good for anybody to do. I'm not saying that's good. I hope nobody follow me. I hope nobody follow or whatever I did. Stay in school and don't ever put yourself in a situation that I put myself in the situation and it messed up my record and stuff. Don't ever put yourself in that situation that I did. I was just, at the moment, I was just upset and I was heated and I blacked out and I destroyed school property and broke the window. And I'm not saying this, I'm not saying nobody, I'm not saying this is good because it's not. It's just going to get you in trouble, get you in problems, and get you in a serious situation like I did. And if I didn't stop the bleeding, I probably would have, if that situation had happened, I probably would have bleed out or something would have happened to me or whatever if I didn't stop the bleeding or whatever. So this is the hand. This is the hand that, I mean, I really can't see it because it's faded. This is the hand. I mean, y'all probably can see it a little bit. I really can't see it because the stitches already gone, the marker gone. I mean, y'all probably can't really see it. I'm trying to show y'all. This is the hand that I got my stitches in. It's like a triangle, like a square-ish thing. Y'all really can't see it. Oh, like a square-ish thing, but y'all really can't see it. It's gone, it's faded or whatever. But I had to get stitches in my hand because of that. And when I threw my hand into the glass, I had glass plunged into my flesh. Like I had glass in my hand or whatever. And the doctor said they couldn't take the glass out of my hand. I don't know. Like, y'all was a doctor. What are y'all doing? Y'all doing something wrong? I couldn't take the glass out my hand. It was too much fat. I don't know. And they couldn't take the glass out my hand, so they had to. So the glass stayed in my hand when it was sewed up. It stayed in my hand or whatever. So they told me that the glass is going to reject the skin. It's going to reject and it's going to push out by itself. Basically, it's going to take months for the glass to reject the skin. Like, the skin is going to push the glass out and retrieve and push the glass out of my hand and come out on his own or whatever. That's basically rejecting it, like pushing it out himself, coming out on his own, basically. So that's what it did. It rejected and it pushes out of my skin, and it was hurting so bad, bro. Like, it was hurting so bad. So I told my mom that it was a thick piece of glass still in my hand or whatever. And she was like, what the hell? Why didn't they take it out? I was like, because they had to reject. I mean, they said they couldn't take it out. So it's going to reject on its own. It's going to push out by itself of my hand. So that's what it did. But I said, shit, I was going to sue. I'm going to sue, whatever. But she turned around. She didn't really do that or whatever. So that's what it did. It gave it a couple of months or whatever. I was in so much pain. Like, the glass was literally pushing out my hand. Like, it was like my hand was purple and it was hurting so bad. Like, the pain tolerance was like on 10. Like, it was hurting like really bad. But that's just me. That was just the glass coming out my hand. So I had to take the glass out, and I saw my mom or whatever. She was like shaking her head or whatever. So I took the glass out or whatever. It didn't hit no arteries. By me doing that, it didn't hit no arteries in my hand, thank God, because if it hit an artery, I probably wouldn't be here today. If it would have hit a main artery or hit an artery in my hand, I probably wouldn't be here. I probably would have been gone or whatever. If it did that, or if it would have really was really bad to the extreme, I wouldn't be here. But yeah, so that's what it did or whatever. I had glass in my hand or whatever. So it was so much pain. Like, it was very painful. It was mad painful. So that's what basically happened or whatever. So yeah, that's I could say that was a crazy situation that happened in school, and that's what basically happened. I mean, it happened. It is what it is, or whatever. Things happen, or whatever. So, or whatever. I'm not gonna forget to take a picture for this video, so I can set a picture on my video. So. Or whatever. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate. So this is the story time that I had, basically the story that I basically punched a hole into the cafeteria window in my school, and got sent to the hospital. So that was basically my story. So thank you guys for watching. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on my post notifications so you won't miss a thing, and turn on my bell so you won't miss another video. And I see you guys in another video. Bye.